everyone, welcome back to The Oily Life. My name is Tanya and today we are doing a cold process soap project. We're going to be making a frankincense soap. I think that's a really nice soap to do around the holiday season. So I have all of my oils melted down and at room temperature, and then I'm going to go ahead and pour in my lye solution, which I have added in titanium dioxide and sodium lactate to the lye solution. So I'm just going to slowly pour that in. There we go, and give it a quick blend. All right, that looks good there. I don't want to blend it too much because titanium dioxide tends to speed things up. And then I'm going to pour off for 2 accent colors. All right, I think that looks good there. So for now, I'm just gonna set both of these to the side. Okay, and then into our main bucket here, we're gonna add some frankincense powder. We're gonna kind of have to break that up a little bit. It was kind of clumpy. And that got rid of all of our lumps. So the frankincense powder does have a slight scent of frankincense, plus it'll give this part of the soap a light exfoliating factor, so that'll be really nice. All right, just double checking that I got all those clumps. Yeah, that looks good there. So now I'm going to grab the mold and we're going to pour this into the bottom of the mold. And I'm going to go ahead and scrape this out because we won't be using this anymore. There we go. All right, now we're gonna set this off to the side and then we're gonna get started on our next layer. Okay, so for our next layer, we are adding in some frankincense mixed with kaolin clay to this layer. It is gonna be a lightly fragranced soap. Frankincense, it can be a bit strong for some people. It's a nice earthy aroma, and quite frankly, frankincense is a pretty expensive essential oil, so it's more cost effective to only use a little bit. All right, now that I got that in, for colors, we are doing Green Vibrance. I'm gonna pour that one in here. And then for this one, we're keeping it the same base color, but we're gonna do a mica drop into it of shimmering gold. So I'm gonna add that in after I get the fragrance oil whisked in. just gonna drop that in. Okay, now we're gonna stir in our green. I do want that to be a little darker green, so I'm gonna add in a little more color. I'm gonna add in a little bit of Savage Garden by Nurture, because that was actually the last of my green vibrance. Okay, let's see what that looks like. And greens can look a little off when you first put the color into cold process soap, but they typically change to a nicer color once the soap has started to cure. All right, now that we have our other two colors mixed up, I've brought the mold back over and we are going to do drop pours for the rest of the batter. Now it will go down into that first layer. That's perfectly fine. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and start. We'll do some up high and some that are lower. Switch back and forth. I'm gonna do 2 passes of each before I switch back. All right, so I'm gonna tap this down real quick and then I'll swirl the top. Okay, so I have everything tapped down and now I'm just gonna sprinkle on a little Gold Hollow from Nurture. Give it a little bit of a shimmer. That looks good there. And then we're gonna swirl. And there we go. So we're gonna let this set up for 18 to 24 hours and then we'll come back to cut. All right, and we are back to cut my frankincense soap. It's been about 24 hours since I made this soap, and I'm just gonna get rid of this little end piece there. I'm loving the scent of the soap. A little bit of frankincense goes a long way. You don't really need a lot of it to have a nice smelling soap. And I'm really hoping for some awesome swirls in this soap. The batter stayed really nice and fluid, so I think that we're gonna get some nice deep swirls throughout the soap. And now we get a look at the inside. Loving how it turned out. This on the end piece, you're not gonna get a big swirl on that side, but as you can see on this side, the swirl is really nice. That green turned back to a nice color, and you pick up the gold and can see the little dots of the frankincense powder that was also in the soap. And that frankincense powder is going to give a really nice light exfoliation on your skin. It's not going to be super rough because we didn't use a ton of it, just enough to give you just a little bit of exfoliation. And frankincense is known as the fountain of youth essential oil. It has a lot of great skin properties as far as, you know, helping with wrinkles and fine lines, things like that. So it's a really nice essential oil to use in a soap, or if you want to make like a DIY glow serum or a facial wash, something like that. Frankincense is a perfect oil to use in any of those products. And it is November 1st when I am recording this, so I consider this the official start to the holiday season. You know, we have, of course, Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, and you get to do all the fun decorating and spend extra time with your family and friends and gift giving, just, you know, all the things, the delicious food and drinks. What is your favorite thing about this time of year? Do you have a favorite holiday, or do you have a tradition that you do with your friends or family? What makes this time of year special for you? And I'm just really loving all the different swirls in this soap. I did change my recipe up a little bit for this soap, and I used cocoa butter instead of shea butter, and it seemed to keep my recipe a lot more fluid, so I was able to get more swirls in it than I normally do. So I'm going to try that when I make my next batch of soap, just to see if it is the cocoa butter that is making the difference, or if maybe it was just a difference in temperature or something like that. But this has to be one of my favorite swirls that I've gotten out of a soap. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, that you'll subscribe and become part of our community here on YouTube. I really love that you all come back every week and watch my videos. I truly appreciate it, and that I can share my love of creating with you, and you all can ask questions and share your love of creating back with me. So I would love to have you part of my community here. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and until next time.